New Country 103.7 WXCY. We are in Nashville CMA Music Fest week. That's thanks to our friends at B&B Seafood in Elkton. They're right next to State Line Liquors. And we are sitting down with a guy who is just so much fun to hang out with. He's a good human being, one of my favorite people in the city. Buddy, it is good to sit next to you and have a chat. Chris Janson.
Thank you very much. It's good to sit with you too, and I appreciate you, Brad. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And look, I mean, we can start from the very, very beginning, which goes back a couple of years. And but I tell you, really what has happened to you in the last 18 to 24 months has been pretty magical. And it all started with a song about a boat, and it's just really blown up from there. And yesterday you were jamming on the riverfront stage and having a blast. Congrats on everything.
Thank you, my brother. I really appreciate it. And yes, it did. You know, the door really broke down in a big way with Buy Me a Boat, and it was unbelievable. And in reference to the show yesterday at CMA Fest with the riverfront, it was crazy. You know, I heard several times it was quite possibly the biggest crowd they've ever had.
Wow.
For a riverfront show. Second to that, I literally, just before we sat down today, I just bumped into someone outside, and they said, "Oh my God, we were like trying our best to get down there in a big group yesterday. We literally could not fight through the mob crowd because it was so large and intense, and it was just frankly kind of scary, crazy how they were acting. So, so it was good.
Look, I believe it because the word is getting out on you, and I told you this last night. We had a chance to chat, and we were having a bite to eat, and I said this, and I mean it, and I'm going to say it again now on the record. You perform at the same level of intensity, whether there's 10 people in the room, or it's 1,000, or it's 10,000 people. And people are starting to realize that about you because what they see on YouTube videos, or if they see you when you were opening for Toby or somebody else, they know that you're going to deliver, even if they don't know all the songs yet.
Thank you.
They know a couple. You put on a show. You are a true performer, and it's so great to see.
I appreciate you saying that, and I take a lot of pride in that. I think that it's completely unfair, and you're selling someone short if you don't give each and every person. You don't go out there trying to win them over.
Right.
You go out there winning them over.
Yeah.
And there's a difference, and you have to. And I
like
say that
Yoda says, "There's no try. There's do or do not." Right?
You're exactly right. And here's the thing. I say that with a humble heart, unpretentiously, but it's a fact of life. You have to do it, or you will. It's the difference in winning and losing, and I have to win. So.
And now you've got a song called "Holdin' Her," which is about you and your wife Kelly.
Yep.
And it's got a big flavor of stone traditional country in it. There's a lot of that, songwriting truth in that song too. Let's talk about "Holdin' Her."
Absolutely. Well, thank you. First of all, it's it's a love song, and it's not your basic traditional love song. We have an interesting story, but the cool part about it is that our story is relating with so many people I had no idea. Sometimes you may, as a songwriter and as an artist myself, I go, I don't want to get too personal because then somebody may not be able to relate with it.
Sure.
But being on the radio, man, it's connecting with people because, we come from, we were married. I got 2 bonus kids when we were married, which the world calls stepkids, okay? So I'm a stepdad, but those are my bonus kids. And a lot of people have this kind of world going on. A lot of people come from, different backgrounds. They come together, they blend families. It's really amazing. We have 2 children on top of that, so that makes 4. However, Holdin' Her is about the whole story, the whole duration, the proposal and everything.
The guy, we were down on Lower Broadway last night, and I'm like, how many hours did Janson spend in here on that stage playing?
Yeah.
8-10 hours here or there, sleeping in your car, coming back for another shift.
Yep, I was living in the back seat of my 2-door Monte Carlo, true story, and I played Tootsies for 1 year. Like 365 days, like to a T almost, okay?
Wow.
And I was playing 4 shows a day at 4 hours apiece, the shifts.
16 hours of performing a day.
Yeah, and that's not kidding at all. Literally starting at 10 o'clock in the morning and ending somewhere around, you're supposed to end at 2. That, realistically means 4.
Right.
So it was pretty crazy. I mean, fire marshal shut us down. We were breaking record attendance and things like that. But, it was a good foundation, starting point for me. It was a good jump-off point. And when you just come from, basically, it sounds so ghetto to say this, but I'm not trying to. But when you come from the streets like I did, you really appreciate successes when they come. And they've come in really big ways. And it's extremely, you can either take it one way or the other. You can get really cocky about it, or it will really humble you down. And it really humbles me down. I really am thankful for all the opportunities that I've been given.